fronds, and we trained them when they were little to respond to pom fronds. Let's see if I can show you. We don't poke them with it or anything.
No, no. How cool. Have to put the guinea up, otherwise they'll follow us all around the whole farm. And the tom. The tom is so friendly here. And your geese even were like, okay, we'll get in here.
Yes, they all know. I'm super thankful to be able to like do this,
Yes.
all day long and stuff. So they're so familiar with me, and I'm out here just all day,
Yeah. Hey, welcome to Southern Latitudes. I'm Robin, and I am not on my property. I am on the Farmogida. Farmogida. Now I'm saying it wrong.
Oh, that's okay.
I had it right, and then I was trying to correct myself before I got here, and now I was right the first time. Farmogida. And so this is Michelle.
Hi.
And she has a, go ahead, you explain what you have.
Sure, yeah. So I was actually just getting ready to show my pastured quail. They're in their quail tractor. But yeah, Farmogida, we're a newer farm in the Mims area. And we officially opened for business late last year, 2021, around November timeframe. We specialize mostly in eggs, all types of eggs. We have chickens, quail, of course, duck, goose, guinea. We have a turkey right now, but we don't have any eggs for turkeys currently, but we are kind of expanding into that. And we also have emu. So we have pretty much any and all type of domestic and wild, because guinea's still technically a wild bird.
Yeah.
Eggs, but we don't do peacocks. That's pretty much the only one that we don't have here. And pheasant is a wild bird. We don't do pheasant as well.
Okay.
So those are really the only two we don't carry, but we sell eggs for both eating and hatching. And we do hatch out ourselves. It's one of our main things we do here. I have a few incubators, which I'm pretty much consistently throughout the year hatching offspring. Depending on the season. Spring season, we focus mainly on geese and ducks. This year we don't have ducks, but we're going to be reacquiring ducks for our property here soon. So we'll have Muscovies and an egg-laying specific duck that I haven't quite yet figured out.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see what I figure out. But we're doing geese this season. So it's breeding season, and they're all kind of split up in their little breeding pens. We believe very strongly in free ranging here on the farm, so all of our birds are free range only. We do have daytime pens to keep them separated out during breeding season only, but the rest of the year our geese are 100% free range. Unfortunately, we can't allow quail to free range. That's why they're in this big old quail tractor that we kind of fashioned for them.
Oh,
they are jumbo Catornix quail. Yes, they're very spookable. Quail are notorious for just being very flighty. But they're very healthy and happy out here on pasture. I move their quail tractor. It hasn't been moved in a day, but I usually move it every third or fourth day, because that's about when like the poopies kind of build up and you're ready to, move it on.
I really like the I really like this. Is this too heavy is this heavy for you?
No, it's not. Here, I can even like.
It's not even on wheels, but.
Yeah, it's not on wheels. I just pretty much like drag it, and you can put it on wheels, and we've discussed it. But look, you can just kind of.
Oh, okay.
Lift
yeah.
it, move it that way, and they usually all kind of scurry into their nesting box, which is this area
Down
right
this
over
area.
here. And there was just one in there, but I use Spanish moss as bedding.
That's what I was wondering if you use that. So I am just now moving. Oh, at least I'm experimenting with it's a pad that has something that looks like a cleaned or bleached up Spanish moss.
Okay.
It's really interesting. And I'm doing that because every time I was putting hay in my nesting boxes for my chickens, the rats were pulling it and making nests out of it for their babies in the coop. So, and now I think since that cold snap, they've moved out of the coop and they're actually tunneling in the ground.
Yes. So we don't have any issues with rats or rodents, period. Here we actually harbor large rat snakes on our property. We've got the yellow and the black variety of rat snakes.
good.
And they are quite large. We have 6-7 footers. Yes, they do get that big. People try to say they don't get that big. They do get that big.
Oh no, I had one that clocked in about 6 foot 2 inches on
Yeah.
my property. Yeah.
They're older snakes, and we have quite a few of them, and they live just naturally here. They were here when we got here, and we love them. We don't have any issues with actually really any of the wild animals on our property.
Oh,
but
good.
because we have the snakes and we allow them to exist, and they do get eggs on occasion, which we're okay with because we have so many eggs.
Yes.
So we'll just move them on. Like if we catch them in a nesting box, we'll be like, okay, move along, you know, and we'll put them somewhere. And then they eat all of the rodents on this property. So we don't have
Nice.
issues with rats. We don't have issues with mice, nothing whatsoever. I haven't even like seen
Yeah.
rodent activity at all because they all just get snatched right up by my snakes.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the downside is they do sometimes get babies.
Yeah, but you know,
So-
I'd rather lose one like that. I used to relocate them, and I've caught them with eggs actually in their mouths
me
and
too.
throat, and I have relocated them like a mile down the road or something. But the last couple that I've seen, I knew they were in the nest, well, in the coop, and I just let her go because I knew there was a little rat nest built up in the corner.
Yeah,
I was
they'll
like,
get 'em.
go take care of
They'll
that
go
for
right-
me.
They'll slither right on in there and they'll get
Yeah.
all that stuff.
And
so.
I removed the eggs, so I didn't feel like there was any
Yeah.
egg loss.
do have chicken wire on the bottom, and that's to keep any of the larger animals that could reach down and under or dig under
Oh yeah.
out of there. And then we just make sure that when we move it, we move it to an area where it's flat. That's why it's kind of in this area,
Mhm.
and also where they have shade because they do like the sun, but they do like the shade as well, and being able to escape that sun.
Okay.
So we have certain areas where we move them around. And we just make sure there aren't any gaps underneath because snakes will get in. So we had like a trial and error phase last year because we've had this quail tractor for over a year now. It's doing really good so far. Our farm raised and hatched babies. We have a mixture of males and females. Unfortunately, we can't keep any of the males because the way with breeding chickens works is siblings should not breed
Oh,
because
right.
that's inbreeding.
Right.
Now there's a certain method of breeding where it's called line breeding,
Yes.
where you can, for a very small amount of generations, potentially 1 or 2, breed father to daughter. And that narrows down the gene pool. It is not inbreeding, it's called line breeding. So we can keep the females. We don't have any suspicions that their dad, who's our roux, will be breeding them because he's got so many other chickens to deal with, and these are much younger generation.
Yeah.
So one of our younger roux, because we have 2 other roux, we have a Jersey Giant roux and we have an olive egger roux, is probably going to end up breeding them. So it'll be good, so it won't even be line breeding at that point. It'll just be a totally different gene pool.
Yeah.
Hens here, we do believe very strongly, we were discussing this earlier, in free ranging. So all of these geese do free range the majority of the day, but because we have different breeds of geese, we do need to separate them during breeding season to ensure that none of my other males will breed certain breeds of
Right.
geese. So this is my crossbreed section. Most of our geese are rescue geese. So they've been rescued out of pretty terrible situations and they're all very healthy now. But these are some crossbreeds that I rescued, except for my Sebastopol. But I have a Seb mix and I have a Chinese Pilgrim mix. These are my 2 alpha ganders, the Pilgrim Chinese mix and my Seb Goose Xerxes over here, and they love each other and are best friends.
That's cool. And
then I've got my 2 American buffs. They're tufted. And these are some of my favorite geese. These are the excellent pet quality geese. They have like perfect personalities for pets. Here, let me show.
yeah, or not even trusting.
Not loving
But
people.
that's a testament to all the wonderful work that you've done.
Yeah, I like to think it is. We're very good to our geese. They have like the best goose life here because they get to roam around all day long. Let me see if I get their food pan. They might come over here. They are a little bit flighty around like new people and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I don't have any food for you guys, but I should have gotten some, shouldn't I? What are you doing?
Maybe they'll warm up once I stay here for a minute or 2.
So this is Mr. T. His name's Tiberius. We call him Mr. T. And then the one in the corner, that's Rosemary, our female.
Oh.
Yep, they know that we're in the food area. This is our little food compartment, I have some hydrated alfalfa Timothy pellets that I give them, since they don't get as much grass because they're on pasture, they're rotated on pasture as opposed to just out free ranging the whole during the day and stuff. And so I've got some pellet I can give them too here.
Okay. By the way, they just so the audience knows, they freely walked in here before we shut the gate. So we're just kind of...
What? You want some of that?
Feed us.
Oh, you know what's in there. Okay, I know.
What was this breed again? I'm sorry.
These guys are pilgrim geese.
Pilgrims, that's right.
Come on, get out of the way. So they like get so excited about the food that they like group around me, and I have to just kind of like walk little tiny steps. This is how feeding time goes down. I get them whatever portion. It's not feeding time right now, so this is just kind of a small snack.
Small demo.
Yeah, so this is what they do. They all beg. Do it. They look at me.
They're like, please,
and
please.
then they get excited and stuff. So now we've seen it.
Oh, they are a pretty breed.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to step in it. What are you doing?
They act like you've never fed them before.
Yeah. They're all a bunch of fat bodies. They love their food, and they...
Don't they all?
Yeah.
Look, even the chickens are like, what? It's feeding time?
And they actually, a lot of them will like actually get in here and they'll try to compete with the geese. But some of them are a little bit scared of the geese because when the geese get hungry, they'll kind of like stick their necks out at the chickens. And the chickens are like, I'm not messing with anything.
Oh, yeah.
These are really big birds.
They are so pretty.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
I'm going to feel them.
All right, you guys are eating out of my bucket too?
Oh.
This one's Jemima. She's the only one that we actually raised from a gosling, but she's not hand raised.
Okay.
So we didn't you can hand raise geese to where they are a lot more tame. And we hand raised two of our pilgrim boys who have since passed. One was taken out by a predator and the other one had a severe goose disease. It was a vitamin B deficiency.
Uh-oh.
Which can happen for most waterfowl, ducks, geese.
Uh-oh.
So we didn't know about it at the time, but he ended up passing from that. But we hand raised them and their temperaments kind of, you could tell.
Oh, there you go.
It tried to get in there. Jemima, you gotta be nice little babies. But these guys, so for none of them being hand raised, look, I can kind of you know, pet them really nice. This is Angel. She has angel wing.
She does.
And then we've got our two boys, Augustus and Octavius, and that. This one's Stella. Sorry, that one's Hazel over there.
Hazel, and this one's Stella.
Yeah,
okay.
Stella's right over here. This is my big girl.
Oh, and I saw them get in their pool. That was good.
Yeah, they love their pools. They do not like the pond. They're not big into ponds.
Woo!
They're not even really big into water.
Sorry, little guys.
Not, like ducks are. People will get a goose and be like, thinking that it's going to be a lot like a duck. They're not actually anything like ducks.
Okay.
They're waterfowl. That's about how duck-like they are. Now, if you raise a goose with a duck, it will take on a lot of those characteristics. But that's the only way a goose really will take on any duck characteristics is if you raise them together.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Aside from that, they're really nothing like ducks. So I always try to educate my customers who come here. Like, hey, if you're going to get a goose, don't expect it to be a duck. Because that's the biggest surprise that people who buy geese are like, oh my gosh, it's nothing like my ducks. Nope, it's not going to be.
No.
Totally different animal. So.
Oh, I wish Marilee was here. She would really love to chat with you about ducks and geese
If I had
too.
a choice between ducks and geese, I'd choose geese any day, hands down. Geese are much cleaner than ducks. So ducks are notoriously very dirty animals, and I'm not trying to hate on ducks. I love ducks too, but they are notoriously dirty. Anybody who's had ducks are gonna be like, amen, preach.
It's part of their characteristics.
Yeah,
so
geese
you should
are
know
not,
that going in if you're gonna get
some.
some.
Poops are very different. Like, if you ever seen wild geese poops, it's like a very solid, cylindrical. Let's see if I can find any. Just filled with grass.
Yeah.
That's how their poops are. So they're very solid. They're not that messy.
Okay.
Especially if they're ranging, if they're living like a natural goose life. If you're feeding them a lot of man-made foods, their poops might be a little bit more different.
Yeah.
But if they are ranging on a grass-fed diet, which is what geese do need, then their poops are very like cylindrical and not messy at all.
Oh, okay.
So, as far as guard geese go, I actually recommend 2 to 3 geese. The reasoning behind that is just because when you have a gaggle of geese as opposed to just one lone goose who's like always on alert, always constantly looking out, you have 2 to 3 geese that are constantly looking out, and they can actually take turns doing that, and it's actually a lot less stress on the geese when there's multiple geese as opposed to just one goose and they know that they're it, and they really do take looking out very seriously because they're very protective animals to their flock, whoever their flock might be, whether it's a flock of chickens, whether it's a mixed flock.
Now I'm just going to interrupt you real quick to say she has done a wonderful series on Instagram of geese information.
Goose facts.
Goose facts.
Yeah, goose facts. No, it's okay.
Tell everybody where they can find you.
Sure. So I'm online, Instagram and Facebook. It's just Farmogida, spelled Farmogida. And we feature all of our pictures and our write-ups and stuff on both Instagram and Facebook. So you can follow us there, just kind of look us up. And we post updates with what we're hatching out. We post updates with what's available and stuff like that.
And how to contact you for eggs and stuff. Okay.
Yep, all of our information's on there.
Oh. No.
No? Okay.
Look at the color on his chest. I don't know if the camera's picking that up.
Oh, yeah,
all the golden, the iridescent
see if I can,
gold.
Get it to like shimmer a little bit for you. So he is a broad-breasted bronze.
Oh, he's gorgeous.
And we monitor his food intake so that he doesn't get too big because he is a meat bird, and so meat birds weren't bred for longevity. They were bred for quick production and quick slaughter, essentially, if we're going to be blunt about it. So because he is a rescue bird, he is got a free pass here on the property, but he is very much so our security guard bird because he's our most animal aggressive bird. He's not human aggressive whatsoever, but he doesn't like strange animals, especially dogs, on his property, and he will take off after them like a bat out of hell. He is serious.
Yeah.
If you saw him take off after a dog, you'd be like, I don't want that thing coming at me. And most dogs are scared of him because he's so like right
Look
there.
At how the chest on him. You are so beautiful.
He's a big boy.
And that's right. So, and he's got a forever pass here.
Yes, he does.
That's nice.
He does.
That is so nice.
And he is very pet-like.
He is so friendly.
Yeah, he likes to be like pet, and he likes hugs too.
Want to be hugged?
Yeah, he likes to be hugged.
You want to be hugged, sweetie? Oh, sure. Huh? Oh, you're just so sweet. So I watch a channel called The Edge of Nowhere, and they hug and pet their turkeys too.
Because I'm telling you, turkeys just love people. I don't know what it is.
Oh my goodness.
I think it might be the way that they're raised, because we did hand raise him. He was our only turkey, so we were like, oh, poor turkey, like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Oops, I think this might have died. Oh wait, does it do?
No,
oh no,
it's still going.
Sorry.
Oh, it goes. The screen does go to sleep. That's okay. That's okay. Hey, well, all right.
Yes, he wants hugs.
Well, you're nicer than any of my hens.
Yeah.
Oh, I love. Oh,
it's just his gobble.
Talking to me?
Yeah, he's just gobbling at you.
No, I'm not afraid. But I saw him reaching out to extend and make his noise. I was in your way, wasn't I?
And he gobbles his alerts. So if he sees something that, like, he just is trying to get the bugs off him, but if he sees something in the sky where, like, he's concerned about, like, say, an eagle or a vulture, we get a lot of vultures around here, he'll start gobbling to alert and stuff.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
And go just briefly, she has these beautiful guinea fowl, and they're in all sorts of different colors, and I didn't realize. Oh, okay. Well, we won't go too close. Yeah. So stay comfortable. But go through your colors again.
Sure. So we have two lavender, or I'm sorry, not two lavender, two blue, which are very similar colors
right
to
there.
lavender.
Yeah.
I have a purple. This is my royal purple girl, who's my favorite, and she's got really beautiful purple coloration, which usually doesn't come across on a camera.
Yeah.
And
But
then
it's there.
It's there, yeah. And then I have a cream colored and a white, a pure white, which you probably can't even tell she's white right now because she gets very dirty.
She's in the middle of a dirt bath, so we'll give her some grace.
Yeah. I actually closed this so they don't go in the middle of the day. I don't want them.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there's my standard colored guineas. They're called pearl guineas, the color. I just say standard because it is like your standard color. Yeah, so there's 7. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 females and 3 males.
Okay.
So that's a pretty good ratio.
And I was gonna ask you, how often do they lay?
They can be daily layers. The thing about Guinea is that
because they're wild.
They are wild birds. So don't let somebody tell you Guinea are domestic. They're not. They're wild. Okay. And like anybody who's ever had Guinea can definitely be like, yep, they're wild birds. So they're probably in the process of like domestication, but domestication for like any animal, it takes a very long time.
Right.
So they're because they are so, I guess, wild-minded, if you will, it's hard to get them to like come back to one place to nest and to stay for the nighttime. I don't have any issues because they're so wholly attached to my domestic turkey that he comes back, and if he comes back, they come back.
Okay.
Guinea are trainable. They're very trainable. You can train them very well. So that's really a benefit of Guinea. They're excellent tick control for your property. The noise doesn't typically bother me because I know they're doing such a good job controlling like the tick and pest population.
Nice, yes.
We believe very strongly in like regenerative and permaculture. So that's our agriculture concept here, and because of that, like they're a really great permaculture option for pest control.
He's so loving.
Yeah.
Well, all right, this is her garden, and as she explained off camera, she's in between right now.
Yep. And our beans, we have Blue Lake bush beans, which I highly recommend, by the way.
Yes, they're good. Good producers.
So, yeah, such good producers. And I just harvested beans like a day ago, and it's already putting off. Some of these look like they're in poor condition because some of them are on the way out.
We just had that super cold.
Yes, and I've actually had these exact plants since this last fall.
Oh, wow.
So
they're doing good.
Yeah, they really...
And you got a nice bell pepper on there, or 2?
Yeah,
one on each plant?
We got a poblano here.
Oh, poblano.
Yeah, and then we've got bell here. And this one's going to be red, so I'm waiting for it to kind of...
Sure.
Got some nasturtiums coming up.
Nice.
This one's another poblano. I didn't do quite as well. And, of course, carrots over here.
Yeah. And then you have your lettuces and kales and...
Yep, we got some lettuces, the kale,
I should have brought you some seeds.
I know, oh, that's really nice. So the geese really like kale, so we've got a couple kale plants coming up. We got some carrots here, beans, of course, this is a whole new starting of beans. We've got some tomatoes over here.
Yeah.
And then we got more carrots and lettuce. And then this is another pepper plant. I don't know if it's poblano or bell because it hasn't produced yet. And I've got some peas here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. The start of our food forest, it's about a year old. We have some trees that are fast growers and some that are slow growers. So,
right.
Of course, we've got our bananas over here. We actually have our banana circle over here. It was a banana and papaya circle. I haven't been super successful with in-ground papayas yet, but I've been successful with container papayas.
Oh, okay.
We have especially poor soil here, but because we do have the geese and we've got all the different animals, the chickens and such, we believe in like them coming out here and just like fertilizing the soil.
Right, yes.
So I'll kind of like herd them out here. They can kind of like flock together, and I'll bring them out here for feedings and stuff, and they'll just scratch around and eat some of the grasses and stuff out here. So they're helping me to build my soil.
Right.
But yeah.
So you got your banana pit. What's over there?
So that's Nopales. That's an edible cactus.
Okay.
that right now it's a little bit dormant because of the winter.
Sure.
But it grows quite quickly, and you just take some of the new growth, you'll just break it right off, and you can either stick it right in and plant it in a new location, or you can grill it on the
Oh, okay. And some ginger?
Yep, ginger. Of course, our bananas, we already said. I have a little bit of lemongrass here.
Oh, nice.
This is my papaya. I don't know, it's still alive, so I kind of am just
just give
leaving it
some time to heat up.
Yeah, I'm leaving it. This is pigeon pea that I trimmed back because this was like a massive 12-foot tall thing for a while. I did have sweet potato vines, and I had volunteer squash growing in here, but I think either a deer or hog or something came in, and overnight they ate every single last vine.
Oh,
it was
no.
covered in vines.
Yeah, and she was also saying that she even has potential bear over here.
Yeah, we have off of like Arancha and even Hog Valley Road, there's like a bear that's like,
oh.
But they're more
was that
like
the one that made the news?
It might have been.
Oh.
It's more like in people's trash cans and stuff like that. So, but they are here, so.
Oh, you have mulberry?
Yeah, this one's a dwarf mulberry.
Yep.
And it's
I
doing
recognize
really
it.
good.
It looks great.
Yeah, it's doing really good in this spot.
Very happy.
Mulberries are doing good here. Thankfully, they do good in poor soil, or else it wouldn't be growing.
Right.
Yeah, my avocado did not grow.
Oh, yeah.
Did not thrive. I pulled the thing up. I was like, nope, next.
Oh, yes. And
so, of course, Jamaican cherry, strawberry tree, also known as. And we've got some
little
blooms.
fruit or blooms coming.
Yeah, so there's a little fruit here.
Nice. Hey. Hey, sweeties.
Jump up, baby.
Aw, that's okay. I love dogs.
Yeah, so this is Sam, that's Bambi.
Nice. Oh, okay. How are you? That's okay.
Okay.
And mango?
Yep, our mango, it's doing okay. I've got to like fertilize it. It's really not. I mean, it definitely went, I think, dormant this winter because it didn't grow at all this winter. But I mean, it's
didn't
grown.
either.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's doing okay.
Yeah.
I think it's doing fine. So we have hundreds of surname cherry.
Oh, I didn't know they got the beautiful orange leaves like that.
They do. This one's in like full sun, which I don't actually think on my property they like, because the ones that I have on my fence line, which is where like my hundreds of trees are, they're all down my fence line, and they love
the shade. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, they won't fruit if it's in full shade, because I do have some that I've had to trim back branches because they weren't fruiting, and it's because it was literally in like a full shade environment. But so they do require a bit of sun, but they love the partial shade.
Oh, gotcha.
So I think that's why it's this color, because my other ones are not this color right now. This one will fruit, and these are slow growers too.
Very slow. I have one too, and it's probably 2 feet higher than yours, and I still don't have fruit yet.
Yeah, I'm hoping, because this was supposed to be like a 6-year fruiter, and I think it's like 3, maybe 4
3 years.
years
So
old.
yeah, you got some time.
Yeah, so I've got a few years, but at least like I've got a couple years on this tree already. So hopefully we'll see, in the next couple years.
Great. That's great.
So,
okay, so if you're watching this, is this a sapote or sapodilla? I don't know either. I have a black sapote.
Does it look like this?
I think my leaves are a little narrower.
Are they?
But there's black, there's white.
Yeah, there's all different kinds.
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. And then this might be from weather.
It probably
So
is.
I don't know if that.
Because I just saw it this month.
It just started. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Ice
you got
cream bean, Inga edulis.
I don't have one of these, but this is
man.
so cool.
It might fruit this year because they're notorious first-year fruiters.
Really?
Yes. So we'll see.
Oh.
Don't know if it will or won't. I'm telling you, yes. Last year, I planted it last winter. Yes, I planted it in the winter. I know. It was about this big.
Wow. And
so
it's
this is
huge.
Yeah, and these are incredibly good nitrogen fixers, guys. So, okay, and these are also 100-foot trees. So they get massive.
It's a good thing you put it back here in this corner.
Trees. Yes, this is its corner. I'm going to try to trim the forward branches a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let it grow out back this way. So when I start getting fruit, I totally, because these ones you can do like from seed and stuff like that. You don't have to do any grafting or rootstock or anything.
Nice.
Nitrogen fixing. So I need all
I'll
that
be
nitrogen.
hitting you up and we'll be doing seed exchange or something.
Oh, yeah, definitely.